Thanks for joining me again. You're watching All the Beer No Idea. I'm Baz. Right, next beer review coming up now is we're going to head over to the Perfect Draft Pro for a keg of Diekirch Xmas. It's coming in at 5.1% in a 6 litre keg. So any second now I'm going to pause the video. We'll do a video with a pour, come back and take the review from there. Back in a tick. So let's do it. So we're back. As you can see, rather lively on the pour, but it is the first beer out the keg, so that doesn't surprise me. I don't do that running for a second stuff. It's just something I just don't do really. But really, you know, looking at it, you know, yeah, it's a big head, but it looks all right. So let's give you some of the rambly kind of shit now. Like I said, Diekirch Xmas, 5.1%, picked up from Beer Hawk. £31.90 if I'm correct for a 6 litre keg. I got the 15% discount on it. There's also £5 keg deposit, so roughly the discount on £3, £31.90, 15% is going to be roughly a fiver. It's always roughly about a fiver, give or take 20-30p, something like that. So that's about a fiver. £5 keg deposit when the keg goes back when it's empty, so a tenner off that. It's coming in at about £22-ish. So I don't think that's bad for a keg beer. I don't think any of the prices really are too bad generally when you take into account the discount you can get and your keg deposit. So yeah, that's all that stuff out the way. So beer in a glass. Head is going down a touch now. It was, you know, it's probably gone down about an inch. It's sort of a real deep dark sort of mahogany dark sort of chestnut colour. As you can see, there is a bit of light going through. You can just see around the side of the glass, the light is going through there. We've now got a 2-finger head, whereas it's probably a 3-finger head at the time. It's quite spacious. It's slightly off-white. I can't see in this light any carbonation going up there, but there will be, no doubt, a few bubbles going up there. Not that this creates many, as if you're a regular, you will know what I'm saying. So, I do like the Diekirch range. I like their premium lager that they do. That's very nice indeed. I like the Grand Cru as well. That's more of a Vienna style lager. Both very nice beers. So let's give this one a go. Thankfully this time, while I'm just waffling on and boring your shitless, I had this about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Could be 3 years ago actually, over Christmas. I had the father-in-law around and it was a right so-and-so. I was working at the time, come home. The father-in-law and mother-in-law were already there. They were pouring and it was just like literally 6 litres was pouring into 2 litres, two pint steins, and it was just a nightmare. As it happens, there was an issue with the keg. I got a refund. We finished off the keg. Job done. So, right, beer review. Beer review. This is what you've come to see. So there you are, beer in a glass. Let's give it a sniff. Yeah, I think that smells quite nice. There is a sort of a spiciness in this beer. There's also a lovely sweetness, malty. Oh, I'm trying to put a finger on the sweetness. Well, there's almost a chocolate sort of thing going on in there, I'd say. It's got a rich sweetness to it. It's not sort of fruitcake-ish. I mean, it's got a spiciness in there, but it's also got that nice sort of chocolatey kind of rich aroma in there. I think it smells decent. It smells my cup of tea, this does. So without further ado, let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know my mate Simo from Simo's beer reviews, he wasn't a fan of this. He thought it was absolutely terrible. And it just goes to show different people's tastes, or how different people's tastes are. For me, this is really nice. 5.1%. That's got a nice body on it for me. That's got a nice body. Carbonation is almost non-existent, which doesn't do it any harm at all. It gives it a lovely smooth mouthfeel, which just adds to the mouthfeel anyway, because the mouthfeel is really nice on it. The fact that it's not overly carbonated just improves that mouthfeel. I don't even, did I do, yeah, I did, yeah, I done the aromas, didn't I? I forgot then, I thought I'd missed the aromas out. Yeah, I've done all that lot. Tasting notes. It's got very much a sort of sweet stout feel to this beer for me. It's got that sort of that sweetness and that maltiness that you get in a stout, I think. Sort of spicy. Cinnamon in there for me. Definitely that bit of cinnamon. Maybe that's fooling me on the nose, giving me the impression of chocolate. But I think when you taste it, it's got that sweetness, cinnamon, sort of chocolate feel about it. It's malty. There's a little inkling in there of like a fruitcake feel to it. 5.1%. For me, it drinks like 5.1%, but it certainly doesn't drink strong. It's certainly got a bit of weight to it that would make you feel it's a bit stronger. The weight of the beer, if you like, makes it sort of gives you the impression of a stronger beer. It's almost got a creaminess to it as well. For me, I think this is a really nice beer myself. It's, you know, I actually find it quite hard to believe that Simo doesn't like it. Well, it doesn't surprise me that he may not like it, because he may not be a dark beer sort of drinker, preferably. You know, that might not be his preference. But I actually think it's a decent beer there, and for me, yeah, I think that's really nice. That's something that I'd highly recommend people to drink. If you like your dark beers, this is a nice dark ale to drink. So yeah, for me, it gets a thumbs up. If you've had it before from the Perfect Draft, let me know. Just incidentally, actually, before we move on, I've actually got the Perfect Draft Pro set at 7 degrees. So, you know, I keep going back to Simo, but I'm sort of using him as... I'm not out to knock him or say he's wrong or anything, but I know Simo's got the normal Perfect Draft, so maybe at the 3 degrees, he maybe didn't pick as much of the flavour up. Set at 7 degrees. For me, this drinks like a dream, and it's a really decent beer. So, yeah, like I say, I'd highly recommend it. If you've got the normal Perfect Draft, you may have different views on it, but give it a go anyway. If you've got the Perfect Draft Pro, I highly recommend picking this up, and I highly recommend setting it about 7 degrees. You do get the maximum flavour out of this beer at a higher temperature. So that's it. Like I said, if you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe, and I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again on another beer review. Cheers.